Hey guys, what's up? My name's True, and I often like looking around at fan-made heroes and stuff for Overwatch, and this one is a new one named Maya from Daftmind, and I think it's really cool. But first, make sure you follow my Twitch. I do stream over there more than I streamed here on YouTube, and it's probably easier to deal with on Twitch because it's a little better for streaming in general, so follow that. The link is in the description. Anyways, this was created by someone named Daftmind. The character he created is named Maya Connors. And I do think she might need a slightly different name in the game, even if it was just Maya, because, I don't know, doing the first and last name is a little weird and you don't normally see that, but lore-wise, that's cool. Either way, she's a robot, despite the fact that she has a real name and stuff, but I assume that's just kind of because humans and Omnics kind of assimilated and stuff throughout time, so maybe that's what all Omnics are like. But she has this different style of head that is more humanoid, and I think it's pretty cool. I personally like that it's like that because I think it shows how, you know, humans may get tattoos and dye their hair and stuff. Omnics may get custom face designs or like custom face plates or et cetera, et cetera. And either way, it's just really cool. But to get to brass tacks here, she's a 2-star attack hero with some of the cooler abilities. Her weapon is called the Gauntlet, which shoots an electric beam. And I assume we're looking at a mix between kind of a Zarya, Symmetra, Winston type of weapon here. And her E is Free Run, which is very interesting to me because we see this character who has a Lucio-style move ability, but it's not a passive, and it's during some sort of time limit with an ability rather than it being this passive, which I think is somewhat interesting. And I think that it would be very cool for Blizzard to create another hero with Lucio-style maneuverability and wall riding in general, but to have it as a actual piece of her kit rather than a passive is interesting, and I would like to see how that would work out. And then her shift is Smoke Drone, which is exactly what it sounds like. It just releases smoke that blurs enemy vision for 3 seconds, which I think is very interesting and is something that hasn't been done in Overwatch yet. Some sort of image blurring effect or some sort of smoke bomb effect, and I think that would be very cool. I think you could either, it wouldn't do much of anything if you don't use it very well, or you could use it really well and your whole team could totally wreck the other team. I think it could be a really, really good type of thing, kind of like Sombra's ult, but a little less powerful. And I think it may be a little overpowered as it stands for 3 seconds, but maybe if you were to push it down to like 1.5 seconds, or if the blur wasn't very bad and you could still probably hit people as long as you just focus really hard, I think that would be kind of cool. And then her ult is pretty cool as well. It's actually something that isn't exactly the same of other ults in the game, but reskinned, which is like a lot of the ults that seem to happen in these fan-made characters. They seem to be reskinned versions of ults that are already in the game, and it's not quite perfect. Like, it doesn't seem to work exactly as it should. So this one's actually pretty cool. It's called Voltage Drop, and it's a charged energy that she like drops onto the ground by jumping really, really high into the air and then falling to the ground. So it gives this ability for the team to know she's there and to kill her pre-ult, kind of like Lucio's ult or McCree's ult kind of. But it also damages close enemies and pushes every enemy that's in the area very far back, which is kind of interesting because if she pulls it off, it could, in crunch time and overtime, she could get point by pushing everybody else off and then having that overtime bar go down immediately, like really quick, or if you're on attack, the other way around, but having it just go that extra sliver that you might need. Or she could get people off the map, you know, boot people, like boot all 6 enemies right off the side or something. Like, there's a lot that this ult could do, and there's some things that, like, it's another one of those ults that if you don't use it well and if you're not smart about it, it might be absolutely horrible, which I think is nice because I like having these skill-based abilities that are based on intelligence rather than exclusively mechanical skill. It's kind of nice, and it just seems cool. So her, let's see, I think that it'd be nice. I think that she'd be a nice hero. I would think her health pool would need to be somewhere near 200. She'd probably need to have like a Genji base run speed or something with maybe the same type of Lucio movement where she can gain speed based on momentum of her wall riding or et cetera, et cetera. I think it could make her movement a little more like an art form such as Lucio's rather than just a fast movement, which always is definitely interesting to have some sort of, you know, learning curve on moving. I think that's always pretty cool in video games. She seems like a very interesting hero, and I think she could fit the idea of a flanker or a guy who doesn't really love a flanker for a guy who doesn't really love playing Tracer or Sombra and Genji, or, you know, can't physically play either of those 3 heroes. Quite the interesting hero theory, to be honest, and by far, I think my favorite fan-made hero style there is nowadays, or at least as what I've seen so far. Well done, Daftmind. Quite the cool hero. If you guys like the video, hit that like button, dislike the dislike, and I will see you guys next time. Peace.